Hello everyone. In this video, we are going to see how we can design, develop EJB and deploy the EJB. So here, I am taking a simple EJB application to display the hello message. So uh, before creating the EJB application, we need some softwares, that is JDK of any version. So latest, I am taking JDK 8. So then after this, you require NetBeans IDE. So for this, whatever the JDK version you are taking, same as above the version you require. So whenever you are installing NetBeans, you need to select the server. I already discussed that all the EJBs are placed inside the EJB server. Means to execute your EJB applications, you require a server. That server, we are taking Glassfish server, which will be available with NetBeans IDE. So these three softwares you need to install. Initially install JDK, then NetBeans IDE. Then whenever you are installing NetBeans IDE, choose Glassfish server. So the NetBeans IDE will be looks like this. This is an IDE. Now step one is you need to create a new project and you can give any name for the project. Here this is the step. So first select the file tab, then click on the new project, then select Java EE and select EJB module and select next button. I'll show you here. This is the file button. So choose file button. You can see new project or existing project you can choose. So here we are seeing how to create a new EJB. So select new project. Here so many options will be there. If you wanted to create core Java applications, you can choose Java. If you wanted to design servlet JSPs, you can choose Java Web. But here we are going to design EJB, that is Java EE specification. So choose Java EE and choose EJB module. Click on next. Here it will ask you the name of project. So you can give any name for your project. In our example, I have chosen my app. So whatever the names here in this document, I'm following the same names here also. So I'm choosing my app, our application name. Here it will ask you the server name, whichever you wanted to use for your EJB, and it will ask you the Java EE version. So if you update your version, it will update, otherwise by default it will give Java EE 6 or 5. So I'm choosing Java 7. Finish your project. Here the screen looks like here also. So once when we create our application, already so many applications are open here, so I'm closing all the applications. And now this is our project. It looks like this. It contains source package, libraries, enterprise beans environment, some configuration files, and resources if you require any. This is the structure of our project. Next step, now we need to create the EJB files. So for that, already a default package is there, that is called as source project. So for a separation, I wanted to take a new project inside this. So create a new package called as test under the source package. So to create a package, right click on your source package, choose Java package. Here so many options will be there, whatever you want you can choose. So I am selecting Java package. So we have to give a name for the package. Here in this example I have given as test. So give a package name as test. Now our package is created. So for an EJB application, we need an interface, we need a bean class, we need a client application. So these Java files we need to create. So for the first time, we have to create an interface. This is a remote interface. So we have to create an interface in the package called as test. So to create the package, so to create the interface in the package, right click on the package name, select new, select an option interface. So here it is not available. Then you can go to other, choose whatever you want. I wanted to create a Java interface. So select Java. Then in the right side, you will have options. What Java thing you wanted to create, whether Java class or Java exception, Java package, Java interface, whatever you want to create, you can choose from these available options. So I wanted to create one Java interface. Select interface, give a name for your interface. I have given a name as home. Finish. So this is our interface home. Now this is a normal Java interface. It is not at all remote interface. If you wanted to make this as interface, as in theory we have discussed that we need to implement a class and we need to import the package. So here this is the code for interface. I'll explain you this. Now our interface home is a remote interface. So for that we have to make an annotation at the rate of remote. And when in NetBeans we have an option that annotations. Whenever you're making it as annotation, automatically it will understand that this is a remote interface. So to make this interface as remote, you need to import the package javax.ejb.remote. Now in this interface, I'm defining a method say hello because I wanted to create an EJB to say hello. So I'm creating a business method say hello. Here I'm not implementing anything because this is an interface. We can't implement anything. In a bean class which is implementing this remote interface should provide the code so that the client can access the business method. So next we need to create, save this file. No need to compile in NetBeans. Automatically everything will be done. Now next step is we need to create the bean class. So as we already discussed, beans are different types: session beans, entity beans, and message driven beans. So I'm going to design a session bean. So we need to create the new session bean class. For that, again create a new class in the test new. Here you can create a Java class and you can make it as a session bean, or directly it will be available here, session bean. So choose session bean, give a name for that, home implementation. I'm giving an op name because here I have taken home as an interface. I'm implementing the methods in the class. That's the reason I'm giving home implementation as a class name. And I'm choosing stateless because here we have to choose either it is a stateless or stateful. So I'm choosing it as stateless. Now our bean has been created. This is our bean. Now our class should, here already annotation has been, and the required packages will be imported here. So if you see this code, this class is in a package test and I'm importing a package import javax.ejb.stateless because I wanted to make it as a stateless bean and I wanted to get the features of a stateless bean. So I'm importing it. And next I'm creating a class home implementation. Now if you wanted to make it as a bean class, you need to implement the home interface, that is our bean interface. Now here we need to implement the code like this. Now here our class is, it is home implement and it is implementing home. Here what it is an interface, a remote interface. So as per Java rules, whenever you are implementing an interface, we should provide coding for all the methods. Here we have one method, say hello. So we should provide coding for that. It means we are overriding it and we are providing the code. So we are taking annotation override because we are overriding the method. So public string say hello. This is the signature of the method. Inside this, I'm implementing return some welcome message with a name which is given by the client. So client will communicate it with giving a variable name that will be taken here this method by this method, and I'm displaying welcome to EJB with the given name. So this is our bean implementation class. Next step we have to create the client. Before that we need to create the descriptor, deployment descriptor, where you can specify your EJB features parameters. So next step is create the glassfish descriptor. This is also called as deployment descriptor. So for that you need to create, right click on the package name and then you can choose Glassfish descriptor. Then no need to give any name, automatically the name will be taken, and this is a unique name. It will be only one file for a particular EJB. You cannot change the name, you cannot create one more file. If you are able to create, then the project will not get deployed or it will not build successfully.